Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Dooobbz here, bringing you guys another NHL 13 video, and this is going to be a different video from what I usually do. It's not going to be a series or anything like that. I'm going to be talking about the trade deadline. That is right. So all the trades I've gone through, I'm going to be letting you guys know what's gone through in case you guys haven't been following it, or you just missed out on a couple of trades here and there, and give you guys my thoughts. So let's start off with today. There were some huge trades today. Today's April 3rd. You guys could be watching this on a different date, but it's April 3rd, 3:30. All the trades were done, being sent in at 3 o'clock as of today, but we'll be hearing some more trades throughout the day. So maybe not all the trades will be on here when you're watching this at a later date, but there have been some big ones today, guys. So let's talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Rangers. So the Blue Jackets acquire Marian Gaborik. I could not believe it. So that was a really big pickup for Columbus. They look like the Maple Leafs a couple years back. They look like a pretty legit team now. So they got their starting goaltender. They got some pretty decent defense, and their forwards have been doing pretty good. So I mean, Columbus, you might want to watch out for them. So definitely a big pickup there. And the Rangers get back for Derek Dorsett, John Moore is a defenseman, for Derek Brassard, and a 6th round 2013 draft pick. The Rangers, Derek Brassard is a really good player. I've seen him play before. He's a really promising forward, so that's probably like the main reason of this trade was Derek Brassard. So that's a really good pickup for the Rangers, but it doesn't make sense at the same time because the Rangers are trying to make that playoff push. Well, I don't even know what's going on with the Rangers, but they're definitely a Stanley Cup contending team. On paper they should be, but they're definitely not acting like it. So their team took a hit there with losing Marian Gaborik, but they got some pretty solid prospects back. But the 6th round pick, that doesn't really make sense to me. I could see getting maybe a 4th or a 3rd out of that because it's Marian Gaborik, right? And I believe he's like 31 or 32 years old. So I mean, he's pretty good. He's not going to be getting worse anytime soon. Maybe in a couple, like 4 years or something like that. But it just doesn't make sense for me. So Columbus, you might want to watch out for them. They're probably just like the Leafs 2 years ago. So give them 2 or 3 years, and they could be a really promising team. Watch it for the Blue Jackets. But personally, they got a really good forward back in Derek Brassard. Like I said, I think the Rangers could have got a higher draft pick, and it just doesn't really make sense for the Rangers. So personally, I think the Blue Jackets got the better end of the deal on this one. Alright, so the next one, guys. The Wild acquired Jason Pominville. That's another big one. The captains are going everywhere. So Buffalo loses their captain, and in return they get Matt Hackett, a goalie, and Johan Larsson, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the forward. So I don't really know too much about the two prospects, but I honestly think the Wild came out on this one, no doubt. Buffalo's really struggling. I don't know what's happening. They only have a couple forwards like Cody Hodgson. I don't know why they trade Pominville. He probably wanted out of there. Same thing with Ryan Miller. They just don't feel, I don't know, they just don't look confident in those jerseys, but it just doesn't make sense for the Buffalo Sabres. I personally think the Wild got a complete steal on this. Because the Wild are making a playoff push as well with Heatley, Mikko Koivu, Parise, all these guys, right? So that was a really good pickup for Minnesota Wild. Don't know too much about the prospects, but I definitely think Minnesota came out on the better end of the deal on this one. Alright, so another Blue Jackets trade. So the Blue Jackets get Blake Como in exchange for a 5th round pick. So the Calgary Flames get a 5th round 2013 draft pick. So, I mean, they're getting some mid-age players, some veterans, stuff like that, right? So the Jackets, they could be a very promising team. I hate to say it, but you might want to watch out for them. They could be the underdogs of the NHL now. They're doing pretty good, so you might want to watch out for the Jackets, like I said, for the 6th time. And the Flames are obviously rebuilding now and get a 5th round 2013 draft pick. Blake Como, I don't know too much about. I know he's a pretty decent forward, but I could probably say I think the 5th round pick is about right because Simone Gagne went for a 4th round pick, and I know Simone Gagne is probably a lot better than Blake Como, in my opinion. So I think the 5th round pick is pretty good, and it's Columbus, so it's going to be a high round pick. So I think it's a fair trade for both teams. Alright, so another trade we got is San Jose and Phoenix. We got the Sharks acquire forward Raffi Torres, and the Coyotes acquire a 3rd round draft pick in 2013. Like I said, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense for the Sharks. They got enough forwards. I don't see why they would need Raffi Torres. I think it'd be a nice addition maybe on the 4th line or something like that, but I just don't know. I think the Coyotes got a really nice draft pick back, though. Raffi Torres, I just don't think belongs on the Phoenix Coyotes, so I say it's a fair trade for both teams. I don't really follow both teams as much, so correct me if I'm wrong, but in my personal opinion, I think it's a fair trade. Alright, so on to the Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs have made a trade finally, right? Jeez, man. So the Leafs acquire defenseman Ryan O'Brien from Colorado in exchange for their 4th round 2014 pick. I think I've heard of Ryan O'Brien before. I'm not quite sure. So I guarantee he's a prospect. So it's nice to see the Leafs gain some more prospects, which is a good thing, in exchange for their 4th round 2014 pick. I would say it's about even. I don't really know too much about Ryan O'Brien, but seeing as how both teams are in the stage of, trying to make the playoffs and stuff like that, and Colorado still has a lot of young players like Matt Duchene and Gabriel Landeskog and players like that, so it wouldn't hurt them to trade for another pick, so I think it's pretty good for both teams, and the Leafs get a promising defenseman back. Another big trade, guys, is Philadelphia Flyers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Flyers acquire Steve Mason. In return, the Blue Jackets get goalie Michael Lane and a 3rd round 2013 draft pick. I think this is a good trade for both teams. I think Columbus got the better end of the deal because they already have their number 1. Sergei Bobrovsky, regardless of how he plays, is going to be the number 1 in Columbus, no doubt about it. So I think Michael Lane will complement I don't know how to pronounce that name. Bobrovsky, I don't know, but we'll call him Bob, Big Bob. So I think Michael Lane will compliment him very well. And a 3rd round draft pick, like I was saying, how does the New York Rangers don't get a higher pick? Like, they got 6th round for Gaborik, right? So I mean, a 3rd round pick and a Michael Lane, I don't think you can go wrong with that trade. So, and it's a pretty high pick. I wouldn't say it's the best pick in the world, but you never know with a draft. And I personally think Columbus got a really good addition with Michael Lane. Like I said, 3rd round draft pick's always good, and Steve Mason's a pretty promising backup. But in my opinion, it's good for both teams, but I think Columbus got the better end of the deal by just a bit. Another goalie trade, guys. Oh, so many goalies getting dealt around, but the Lightning acquired goalie Ben Bishop, Big Ben. Oh my god, that guy's a monster in the cage. But anyways, the Senators acquired forward Corey Conacher and a 4th round 2013 pick. Excellent trade for the Ottawa Senators. I definitely, without a doubt, say that's a really good trade for the Senators. Really young forward that is playing amazing in Tampa Bay. He was anyways. And they get a 4th round draft pick. It's going to end up being high because it's Tampa Bay, so they're not going to be the greatest in the standings. Even with Steven Stamkos and Marty St. Louis. It just won't happen. They don't have the team yet. And I just think it's a really good trade for the Senators. Like I said, Corey Conacher is a really good forward, a really young forward, so they can complement that 2nd line, 3rd line, whatever for now. So he plays really good wherever you put him. And Ben Bishop, like there's been so many goalie trades for Tampa Bay in the last couple of years. I can't remember the name of the starter in Tampa Bay. I can't remember. Andres Lindback, that's it. He's been playing up to his name. Dwayne Rolson, he got traded or retired or something like that. But Tampa Bay's in a really bad position for goaltenders. Ben Bishop may be able to solve it. We don't know, but he hasn't proved to be that starting goalie. So we'll just have to see. He's really young still, and like I said, we're just have to see how they turn out. Corey Conacher's been playing phenomenal. I've seen him play a couple of games, so I can personally judge based on Corey Conacher's performance. Ben Bishop, I've seen him play here and there, but like I said, I just don't think he's the number 1 starter yet. But once again, they're both really young, and they could turn out to be, could completely flop. Like Corey Conacher could lose his potential, and Ben Bishop could be like the next Henrik Lundqvist. You don't know. So I would say for now, the Senators got the better in the deal, but time will tell. We'll just have to see. Just the same thing with Sergei Bobrovsky. We didn't think he'd be as good as he is this year, as he was last year, but he is. He's proved to be that number 1 star. So Ben Bishop, will he be the next Bobrovsky? We'll just have to see. And the next trade was that happened yesterday, and sorry if my voice cuts out here and there. I don't know what's happened to my voice. But the Rangers acquired forward Ryan Clough, and the Sharks get a 2nd round draft pick for this year, a 3rd round draft pick, and a conditional 2nd round pick in 2014. Jeez, that's a lot of picks for Ryan Clough. But he's proved, like everyone's saying, oh, Clough doesn't score. I even said that, but he's proved to be really good playoff performer. So we'll just have to see if the Rangers even make the playoffs, but Ryan Clough, he's pretty good. Like I said, he's really good for the playoffs. He's not that goal scorer that the Rangers kind of do need. They haven't been scoring goals, so he definitely won't be scoring goals anytime soon. He might in the playoffs, you never know with these guys, but he does play with a lot of heart and soul, so we'll just have to see how that turns out. I just think that's kind of a little overextending the 2 second-round picks. One's conditional, one's not, and the third-round pick, I wouldn't say it's the greatest trade, but will definitely help out with the Rangers' playoff run if they even do make the playoffs. So pretty good trade for San Jose. They got some picks back. They have enough offense as it is San Jose, and the Rangers get a promising playoff performer. Even if they I don't even know if they're gonna make the playoffs, but we'll just see. But they'll get a nice playoff performer if they make the playoffs. The next trade is the Bruins. They acquire Jaromir Jagr, and the Stars get Lane McDermott, forward Cody Payne, and a conditional second-round pick. Really good trade for the Bruins. I mean, they definitely need that goal scorer, and Jaromir Jagr can get it done in the playoffs. I really like that trade for the Bruins. Like I said, they need that goal scorer. They were trying to go after Iggy, so they kind of matched the pens with Jagr. So I think it's a really good trade for the Bruins. They're making that playoff contender push. Stanley Cup contending push. No doubt they're making the playoffs. But and the Stars get 2 promising prospects back and a conditional second-round pick. Just seeing how they signed them in free agency, they got a pick back and 2 prospects. Good trade for the Dallas Stars, and also a really sensible trade for the Bruins. So I think both teams got what they wanted in this trade, so I'd say it's an even trade. Next trade, the Vancouver Canucks get Derek Roy, that second-line center they've needed for a while since Kessler's been out. Sorry, Canucks fans, but just joking. Anyways, the Stars get defenseman Kevin Connaughton, I don't know how to pronounce that, and a second-round draft pick in 2013. Personally, I think the Dallas Stars are trading away too many players. The same thing with the Calgary Flames, but it's understandable for the Flames. But they have young players like Louis Eriksson, Jamie Benn, that they need to play alongside these veterans, like they trade away Jagr and stuff like that, right? So I don't know what the Dallas Stars, are they going to be rebuilding fully? I mean, I don't know what's happening with the Dallas Stars. They got away, or they traded away Mike Ribeiro. All these really talented forwards have been traded away, and it just doesn't make sense for the Dallas Stars. I mean, they're not going to be that playoff contending team, but it just doesn't make sense. They have some pretty good players, pretty young players that they need veterans to play alongside to get better. So it just doesn't really make sense for me. But anyways, Derek Roy fills in that second line center perfectly in Vancouver. As much as I hate Vancouver, it's really sensible for the Vancouver Canucks. So I'll definitely help out with their playoff push. Another big trade, guys, is Jay Bouwmeester to the St. Louis Blues. The Flames get Mark Kondari, I don't know how to pronounce these names, Rito Berra, and a conditional first-round 2013 pick. Calgary, you're obviously rebuilding, I understand, and sorry if this video goes over the time, guys, so I'll be throwing in some more shootouts, maybe a thumbnail, but just bear out with me. But anyways, the St. Louis Blues get Jay Bouwmeester. I think he would fill out the defensive core very well in St. Louis, so he's a prime player, like I said, and he'll definitely help out the St. Louis Blues defensively. They got Pietrangelo, Kevin Shattenkirk. I can't remember who else they have. So now they have Jay Bouwmeester to fill that second line defensive core. So a really good trade for the St. Louis Blues. They kind of gave up a bit, but I mean it's kind of worth it. The Blues are definitely a playoff contending team, so I think that it's really sensible for the Blues. And Mark Kondari, Rito Berra, and a first round conditional pick to the Flames makes a lot of sense for the Flames. So they need those picks to rebuild, and like I said, it makes sense for both teams. The St. Louis Blues get a promising defenseman back, and the Flames get a first round pick and some draft picks. So a really good trade for both teams. Alright guys, a couple more trades, so just bear with me. I'm not going to go through all the trades. Some trades you really don't know the players, I guarantee you that. But we'll go through the really important trades. So the Kings acquire defenseman Robin Regehr from the Buffalo Sabres, and the Buffalo Sabres get a second round pick in 2014 and a second round pick in 2015. Good trade for the Kings. The Buffalo Sabres, what's happening? Like, are you guys rebuilding or what? You trade away your captain, you trade away these defensemen. Like, I just don't know what's going on with the Sabres. They have a really good goalie in Ryan Miller. I just don't know what's happening. They have really good forwards like Cody Hodgson, Steve Ott, players like that. It just doesn't make sense for the Buffalo Sabres. I haven't watched a lot of Sabres games. It just doesn't make sense to me. But the Kings acquire Robin Regehr, so he'll fill out that top 4, maybe even top 2 defensive core very well for the Kings. The Kings have a really good defensive defensive core as it is, and Robin Regehr will definitely help with the Kings playoff push. So definitely a good trade for the Kings. I just don't know what's happened with Buffalo, so I'd have to give the edge to LA Kings on this trade. But Buffalo Sabres, what's going on, guys? Okay, two more really big trades, guys, I'm going to get through. We'll talk about the Jarome Iginla trade. That was a really big trade. I'm pretty sure you guys all know about Jarome Iginla being dealt to the Pittsburgh Penguins, but we'll go through it anyway. So the Jarome Iginla goes to the Penguins, and the Flames acquire Kenneth Agostino, Ben Hanowski, I can't pronounce these names, and a first-round 2013 pick. The Flames got gypped on this one. Let's just face it. Jarome's still like 35, 34 years old, so he'll definitely stay on the Pens for a while if they can afford the cap. So really good trade for the Penguins. He scored his first goal yesterday, so he's going to be doing really good in the Pens. He looks like he's enjoying it there, and he looks like he's really happy. Too bad he can't play with Crosby anymore, his golden goal line mate. But anyways, really good trade for the Penguins. I think it was an excellent pickup. Definitely going to help them out in the playoffs. They definitely have made the statement that they want to win the Cup this year, so very good pickup for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But the Flames, man, first round pick. I really think you guys could have got like maybe a second round pick. I mean, the two forwards that they got, I saw some tweets from James Duthie and all that, Bob McKenzie. They said that they were just, kind of mid-aged, kind of decent prospects. They weren't anything fantastic, and I think they could have got a really better prospect back from Pittsburgh in exchange for Jarome Iginla, the face of their franchise. And a first-round pick from 2013 will be good, but it's not going to be a high pick because the Pittsburgh Penguins are making that push for that final. So we'll just have to see. I personally think the Penguins got a better deal on this one. They don't really need their picks. They don't need their prospects right now. They have Malkin. They have Crosby. They have Letang. They have it all. They're making that Stanley Cup contending push. So we'll just have to see. The pick could turn out to be amazing. We don't know that. So we'll just have to see. But I personally think the Pens came out on the better end of the deal. Alright, last big trade, guys. I won't leave you guys trailing for any longer, but this is a quite long video, so I do apologize, but I really want to get this out. So the Penguins acquire forward Brendan Morrow and a 30-round pick, and the Stars get defenseman Joe Morrows and a 5th-round 2013 pick. Once again, the Penguins just snapping up all these captains. My goodness. But anyways, really good trade for the Penguins. Once again, they're making that playoff or Stanley Cup contending push. I keep saying playoff. No, without doubt they're making a playoffs. My goodness. But anyways, they want that Stanley Cup this year. So the Penguins, man, they're just stacking up, and they still have cap, which is unbelievable. Someone tweeted at me. I was like, wow, really? But anyways, the Stars get defenseman Joe Moore and a 5th-round pick back. Doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, the Stars are dealing away everyone. Like, they gave away the captain. They gave away Mike Ribeiro. They gave away Derek Roy, Jaromir Jagr. All you have is Louis Eriksson, Jamie Benn now. Like, the Stars just does not make sense. You have to be rebuilding soon. I think Jamie Benn and Louis Eriksson are going to come up in trade sooner or later. They definitely won't be wanting to play there. So, Dallas Stars, what are you doing? My goodness. But the Penguins get forward Brendan Morrow and a 3rd-round pick. So, that 3rd-round pick is going to be pretty decent. And Brendan Morrow will only help out the Penguins even more. So, the Penguins, another really good trade for them. Dallas Stars, I don't know what they're doing, but we'll just have to see about Louis Eriksson and Jamie Benn. Hope you guys enjoyed. I covered all the big trades. There's a lot more out there, guys. So if you guys have an iPhone, Android, anything like that, I really do recommend downloading the Trade Center app where you can see all the trades. That's where it lists off all these trades from. So guys, please download it if you want to see all the other trades. Those are the big name trades I thought you guys would enjoy. I'm not going to go through all of them because I've been going on for like 20 minutes now. So I really do apologize, guys. If you're still at this point, I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating, comment, please subscribe. All that good stuff, guys, and leave your comments down below on what you think about these trades. So once again, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.